Hi there. Let's take a look at your submission for the Chapter 4 mid-level. And this one is very complicated because everything is so closely tied to everything else. So let's just walk through step by step and see what we can do to satisfy this system. So I have the results displayed here on the screen, and I've already downloaded the file that was submitted. So the first thing is this freeze panes step 2. I'm going to go over to your spreadsheet here, and the first thing I want to do is go to the View tab and change it to Normal View. There's more than one way to do that. However you like to do that is fine. I'm going to scroll all the way up to the top. The trick with this step is you actually have to select row 2 in order to get it to freeze row 1. So make sure you're clicking on that number 2. We remain under the View tab, Freeze Panes, and I'm going to say Freeze Panes. Now as I scroll down, notice that that orange row stays. That's what we're looking for there. Okay, next up is step 5, which is this sorting step that we've been emailing about. So let's go ahead and take a look at it. Wait, before we look at it, I just want to remind us of what the system wants to see. So it says sort the table by warehouse, then by unit price, then by department. And the department is a custom sort, which we'll take a look at. So I'm going to hop back to your spreadsheet here. I can be anywhere in the data of information. Under the data tab, I'm going to click the sort command. And so it has to be first by warehouse, then by unit price. So I'm going to click here where it says then by to select the unit price, and I'm going to use the up arrow. So it's warehouse, unit price, then department. And it's that sort order that's going to change everything about the way that the records are sorted, and it's that sort order that's going to affect future steps for us. Okay, so I just want to go back and double check. A to Z, smallest to largest, yep. And then let me look at this one quick. Let's see if I can see your custom list here. So you've got, not that one. I don't see, here it is, food and health. Okay, food and health, collars and leashes, good. Every one of these has to be spelled correctly, so I'm just double checking the whole kit and caboodle. I think it looks good. Let's click OK. And then when we're ready, we're going to click OK one more time, and then I think that's right because it's A to Z, smallest to largest, and then that custom order looked correct to me. I think that should give you the points back for there. You had mentioned to me about this removing duplicates, and you did remove the duplicates, sorry. So if I go back to your spreadsheet here and I attempt to remove duplicates, it'll tell me there are none. So under the design tab, if I say remove duplicates and OK, no duplicates are found. And what is happening is because they were sorted in a different order, the system went to look at whatever it was, row 10, and row 10 wasn't what it thought it should be, so it deducted the points for not removing. So it got confused, again, because the sort was wrong. All right, let's keep going. So that's, you don't have to do anything. It should give you the points now that it's sorted correctly. Step 7, oopsie daisy, says create an unqualified structured reference in column G. It gave you some of the points. I can't remember now what we wanted to look at here. Oh, all right, this is that same thing where, so it looked at row 65 to have a specific record appear in row 65. And again, it couldn't find it because your sort order was different from what it was expecting. So you shouldn't have to do anything. It should award the points for that one. The new conditional formatting displays inventory value for food and health. Let's just double check that one. I can't quite remember. So we want to do, I'm going to click in column G from the Home tab. I'm going to choose Conditional Formatting, Manage Rules, and there is your rule. Oh, okay. So you have one rule, so you can click Edit Rule, oh, all right. Okay. So you have half of it present. It's not completely correct. So I'm going to click OK to this. And actually, we can go ahead and delete this rule because it's not completely accurate. So I'm going to say delete rule and then new rule. The new rule we want to have applied will use a formula to determine which cells to format. And so that's what we want to choose, is use a formula. And here I'm going to click and define what that formula is. So in this case, we're going to use the AND function. And what we're going to say is, and, so equals and left hand parentheses, we want G2 must be greater than or equal to 30,000. And we add that 30,000, no, without commas, without a dollar sign, just greater than or equal to 30,000. Add a comma. There's a second part to this, which is that D2 must equal, and I have to remind myself, I think it's health, and let's go back and take a look. Food and health. So the inventory value is greater than or equal to 30,000, or the department is food and health. So that's the D column. Department here is the D column. So we're going to say food and health. Oh, I lost my little box. There it is. Oh, let me see if I can get it back. There it is. Food and health. Oh, it didn't like my ampersand. Let me try this again. Food and health. It has to be added exactly as it appears in the D column, and that's how it appears. Food and health. Because food and health is text, I have to put it in the quotation marks, and notice on my screen, I use the double quote button on my keyboard. It's not 2 single quotes, it's 1 double quote character. Okay, and that happens before and after the text phrase. Then we have to end our function, so we put in our ending parentheses there, and we have to set the format. So the format says fill it with red. So I'm going to click fill, and I'm going to use standard red right there at the bottom. Click OK. Now, one thing that I messed up on is where this gets applied to. So I'm going to click OK again. Here, I only had active, I was active on cell G3. Where it needs to be applied, and it tells you this in the instructions, it needs to be applied to G2 through G78. So back in my little box here, I'm going to say apply to G2 through G78. All right, we should be good to go. Click OK. Let's check your spreadsheet results. I think there's only 2 of them, if I remember correctly. There's 1 of them, so we're more... that is not right, because it should be greater than or equal to 30,000 in food and health, so it should be this one. So let me check my conditional formatting. What did I do wrong? I'm going to do conditional formatting, manage rules. Here's my rule, G2 to G78. This time I'm going to click edit rule. Oh, here I accidentally, the things shifted. So instead of G1, I want it to say G2 and D2. All right, I think that should be ready. Let's click OK and OK again, and let's check our results. We're going to go down and see. Here it is. Now we're right. So it's greater than 30,000, and it's a department that says food and health. And in the whole table, I think there are only 2 results that hit. Here's another greater than 30,000, food and health. Good, there we are. Okay, so that's that step. So you'll have to fix that one. And if we keep going, that's the last one. It looks like everything else is good to go. So make those changes. Let me know if you need any help at all. And email me if you have any questions.